Good afternoon and welcome to our lesson today where I want us to talk about filing. I hope from the other note that I have sent you and the audios and the videos that I've also sent on different topics is that you're able to understand them. And as I've said before, in case you have an issue or there's something you need to clarify, please feel free to contact me and I'll be able to take you through again. Okay. So I'm also very sorry that last week we had said that we were going to have our cuts, but we were unable to. But I'm hopeful that in the course of this week, we should be able to get to do our cuts. So I'll communicate on when we shall have the cuts. Okay. Sawa. So basically, what I wanted us to talk about is filing. We are trying to take you through this process because this is something that you'll get to see when you have an opportunity, or some of us who have an opportunity to work, we are able to identify what filing is. Yeah, you get to hear a lot of things to do with files. Yeah, please bring for me this file. A document is missing from this file. So record management is very important in an organization. Yeah. So how do you manage your records properly is now what we call filing. Okay. So actually it is a process of classifying and arranging records so that they can be obtained without delay. Yeah, so you put files or you put documents in an organized manner so that in the event that you need some information, you are able to access them. So filing is very, very important in an organization. And that's why it is good for us to be able to identify why filing is important. What are some of the advantages of filing in an organization? Why is filing important? We've said it is a method of arranging and classifying documents so that they can be available when in need. Yeah, so it is very important because you never know. Yeah, every now and then in an organization, you'll always find yourself getting to look for documents. And it is very frustrating for you to look for documents and you don't get them. Yeah, simply because of how you kept them. So it is important for us to be able to know why or why is it important to have filing. Okay, it is important to have filing because you are able to preserve records. When you preserve records means you are able to access them at a future date. Yeah, so it is important for us to have filing because we are able to preserve them in a case where we might need those files in a later date. Yeah, so why do you also file? We file for purposes of reference. For example, I wrote a letter, let's say maybe last month. Yeah, and I need to go back to that letter to know what I had written. Or for example, I wrote a letter to a supplier, and when I wrote this letter, the supplier has written back, has replied to my letter. Let's say maybe, for example, I wrote a letter inquiring about certain products. Okay, so now the supplier has gotten back to me. Yeah, and when the supplier writes back to me, he has quoted something that I wrote in the letter. So what would I do? I would go back to make a reference. So that's why we are saying it is important to file document for purposes of reference. We also say it is important to file documents because it saves time and money. Yeah, when you have documents that we had preserved, we don't need to go back and start typing them. Yeah, we don't need to go back and start wondering how to go about it, because we have them. So it saves us that time that I would have gone back to type or to write this document again. The other importance of why it is good to do filing or to have a good filing system is because we are able to safeguard the documents against loss. Okay, when these documents are kept in a file, yeah, we are able to safeguard them, yeah, against loss, unlike if we went and scattered them on different areas. Yeah, in case somebody gets to see that paper, maybe they go pick it, they go tear it. Yeah, so when we file, we are able to safeguard this document from loss. Okay, then also the other important thing why we file is because that some documents would be useful in case there's a legal dispute. Okay, for example, if you went to a lawyer, a lawyer's office, they have a lot of files. Why? Because this information can be used. Yeah, so all information has to be kept well, so that in case there is a legal dispute or in case there is an issue, you are able to get to it. Okay, yeah, so we've said the objectives of filing. Yeah, it makes records easily accessible, it provides a suitable storage function, it leads to economy in space, it improves the appearance of an office considerably. Yeah, it makes past record easily accessible. So those are some of the objectives of filing. I'm sure if you went to an office and you saw papers scattered everywhere, the impression you get about that office is, funny. You think this office, they're not organized, this office, they don't know how to put their records well. So by filing, you are able to make sure when you file your document, you're able to make sure that that office looks presentable. Okay, yeah, so what are some of the characteristics when you're looking for a filing system? Yeah, we'll get into the filing system, but before you look into a filing system, what are some of the characteristics of a good filing system? When you decide to adapt that particular filing system, what should you look into? So characteristics of general filing system. We say it should be compact. Remember, when we are occupying office space in an organization, that space is precious because it is value for money. So when you're looking for a good filing system, we should ensure that we choose a filing system that is economical when it comes to space. It does not occupy a lot of space. Yeah, it does not occupy a lot of space in an organization. Maybe where we are going to place our cabinets, yeah, it should only occupy very minimal space. So the filing system that we plan to put in an organization should be able to cater for the space. Yeah, it should not be too big. Yeah, it should occupy as minimum space as possible. We also say the filing system should be accessible. Yeah. So when you come up with a filing system, it should be accessible to people who need to have access to it. Remember, we said filing. Not everybody has got access to the filing, to the files. There are specific members of staff who have access to these files. So the filing system should be accessible so that the people who are manning this system are able to extract information when they need to. Okay, then we also say the filing system should be simple. Simple to do what? Simple to operate. Yeah, you don't want to go there and spend a lot of time looking one by one. You need to go there and to be able to get your files or your records easily. So it should be simple to understand. For example, if we adapt a system of filing, which you shall now get to see, if you adapt a system of filing, for example, we say we shall use maybe a subject system. Now, subject system means what? You file your documents according to subjects. For example, if we are a company that manufactures biscuits, okay? So these biscuits, we've got different types of biscuits. We've got Britannia, we've got chocolate biscuits, so whatever type of biscuits we have, we file them according to subject. So if it's anything to do with Britannia biscuits, they have their own section. Anything to do with the chocolate cookies or biscuits, they have their own. So subject means what is it that it is talking about. Okay, so it means we should be able to, when we talk about it being simple, we should be able to identify. If I want to talk about, I want to check something on Britannia, I'll just go to B. So I check Britannia, then I'll see all the information about Britannia. Okay, then we also say this filing system should be safe. Yeah, safe in terms of what? In case there is fire. We've heard about cases whereby an organization has had a fire outbreak and they were able to lose their files. So when you choose a filing system, ensure that it is also safe. Also, we talk about elasticity. Elasticity means room for expansion. For example, if the organization grew, we should not change the filing system. Instead, the same filing system should be accommodative for growth. That's what we mean. Okay, yeah, so this is very important for you to be able to know. And of course, lastly, when you choose a filing system, it should be economical. Economical means it's cost effective, not very expensive. Yeah, something that an organization is able to run without so much of a struggle. Okay, yeah, so we've got different procedures for keeping files. Okay, yeah, so we say the documents are normally kept in a folder, and then these documents are arranged in a specific manner. Yeah, so I'm sure, for example, when you go to these government offices, they have one particular place where they keep their files. That kind of a system where files for an organization are kept in one place is called a centralized filing, meaning the organization keeps all their files in one place. So be it finance, be it HR, be it sales, be it account, any department, all files are kept in one place. That's what we call a centralized filing. Then we have a scenario whereby files can also be kept at the department. For example, if it's HR department has got their own files, maybe their own files for the employees. The finance department has got their own files where they keep their accounting records. The sales department has got their own filing system where they keep their own files. Now, that kind of a filing is what we call a departmental filing. So we've got centralized filing where all the files for that organization are kept in one place, and we've got departmental filing where each department is responsible for their own filing. Okay, and now these two filing systems, or these two ways of managing filing system has got its own advantages and disadvantages. So advantages of when we have all our files together, that is what we call centralized filing, is that we have development of specialized staff. What does this mean? This means that the staff who handle these files have got certain skills, because of being able to manage bulk filing. Okay, then we also say all files are controlled in one room. Okay, so HR files, sales files, finance files, whatever files are there are all kept in one room. So in case you need to go to the registry, that area is called the registry. In case you need to go to the registry, you just go there. Maybe you have several files that you need to have access to. You are just able to access them because they are in one room. Unlike if you needed files for HR, you needed files for sales, you needed files for whichever department, you have to keep moving from one department to the other. Then you also say more supervision and control over the file is possible. It is possible for us to, the person who is in charge, to be able to monitor these files. Okay, we also say that a uniform system of filing can be established through the organization. Now, when you have a centralized system, filing, it means that you can have one main filing system. So in case you choose chronological, which we shall come to look at to define what chronological is, you are able to have one system and not two different systems. Unlike if you had a departmental filing, every department has got their own filing system. Maybe if accounts, they file chronologically, HR would file using subjects, sales would file using chronological. So each department has got their own. But now when you have a centralized one, it means you only identify with one filing system. Of course, the departmental filing system has got its own advantages. What are some of these advantages? Is that it is very easy to identify the files, because, for example, if I want a file in a HR department, it is possible for me to be able to identify that file immediately because there are very few files, unlike in the centralized one where we have got bulky files. We also say, since this system is not so large, it is therefore easy to manage it. We're just talking about a department, for example, sales. So the sales department is not quite huge. So whatever filing system that we have, we are able to manage them. Okay, then this system is also very good when it comes to handling of confidential documents. Okay, because documents are kept at the departmental level. Okay, so it is important for us to be able to know what is filing, why is filing important, what are some of the factors that you need to consider when you're coming up with a filing system. We've also mentioned about the centralized system and the departmental system and advantages for both. So in the next video, I want to talk about the methods. Now, the methods of classifying documents. Okay, so we'll see you in the next video. Bye.